Hey, everybody. This your boy Jayflournoy, Mr. Get Big or Die Trying. I gotta say something real quick, and I want to see if people understand this. The looting, the rioting, the flipping of cars, and the social disorganization right now, was it worth it? I gotta ask that question. Was it worth it? Was it worth it for you all to come out here and make these people mad like this? Was it worth it for you all to have these riots going on, to have the whole nation against you? Was it worth it? There are people out of jobs. There are people that's not getting no money. There's people that's not getting no food right now. There's people out here that's hurting. And y'all weren't listening, and y'all went on about your day like it's normal. Was it worth it? Was it worth it to have the banks broken into? Was it worth it to have downtown Chicago completely immobilized, completely crippled, completely stomped out? Was it worth it that some cops had to lose their lives? Was it worth it that some sons and some daughters didn't go home last night because of your hatred for a color, for your hatred of a class? Was it worth it? Do you find it worth it to put your foot on people's necks, to kill our kids, to just damage our pride and our well-being? Was it worth it? Because a long time ago I said this was gonna happen. People gonna have enough. They gonna push back. And lo and behold, look what's happening right now. People is pushing back. People ain't taking shit from nobody. I want to ask you a question. Was it worth it to put that on TV that you killed a man in cold blood? Was it worth it that our Black Wall Street was bombed? Was it worth it to, instead of working beside us and bettering our nation, to put our nation in such a crippled state that we're almost like a third world country? Was it worth it to do all this? I'm talking to the 1%ers. I'm talking to the people that have. Was it worth it to be that greedy that you don't want to give back? Where are the celebrities speaking up? Where are all the movie stars that we go to see and everything of that nature? Where are y'all at? Why y'all ain't speaking up against injustice? Don't hide now. Don't try to be politically correct now. This ain't that time. Congress, where you at? House, Senate, where you at? You hear them. You hear it in Washington. You hear it in LA. You hear it in New York. You hear it in Chicago. You hear it in Germany. You hear it in France. You hear it all over. You hear it from the Amish. You hear from the Africans, the actual African Americans. You hear it from the Native Americans. You hear it from your own people. Where y'all at? The same thing has been happening for a couple of days now. That there's been rioting after 6 o'clock with curfews. Y'all done deployed the National Guard to protect the 1%. So what about everybody else? Everybody else don't matter. Y'all just showing that everybody else don't matter. Lori Lightfoot, you're showing that You showing that your leadership wasn't right from the beginning. We all voted for you and everything of that nature, and now you out there crying. What you crying for? You're supposedly a minority just like the rest of us. But I tell you what, your superintendent, the reverend, and everybody that spoke up yesterday, I applaud y'all. Speak up. Don't, because you're just as worse as the people looting if you don't speak up. And I don't think they bad. I think these are people that are hurting, that don't have anything. They've never had anything. You got people, like I said before, making more on unemployment than at their job, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And we're allowing this to stand in our country. We're supposed to be the country that helps build people up, helps build a nice way of life where people can live here, work here, be free, be one people. Not to be so poor to where we're worried about if our kids can eat tomorrow. Not to be so poor as to wondering how we're gonna get to, is it to spend car fare on work or spend money on food? Not to worry about whether we can afford to get a $5,000 car, or will we be set back months on paying bills because we bought a car to get us to work? See, these are the questions that people aren't answering right now, and it's gonna get worse. Targets, Walmarts, clothing stores with people that come from different countries that treat brown-skinned people so badly, to the point where we want to fight. And now it's then got to the boiling point, and now, oh, it's all bad now. But it wasn't bad when you shot a 12-year-old boy for playing with a water gun. Oh, it wasn't bad when you just outright said that you don't believe that we're a people, we're a thing. It's bad that our social security numbers are totally different or distinguished from white people or distinguished from any other nationality and things of that nature. And you expect me to be sympathetic to stores and stuff like that pay people below minimum wage or below, where the minimum wage is not even enough to even fucking pay your rent. So you have to choose between eating or paying your rent. That's not what My America stood for. That's not what Turtle Island stood for. People were eating, sleeping, being happy, and things of that nature. Now, what can change this? Congress, y'all sitting on y'all ass about stimulus checks. About what to do. Y'all wanted to wait and see. Y'all waited and see. Y'all waited and see. Your system that you waited to see has sparked all of this that's going on right now. Now, if you want to sit on your ass, go ahead and sit on your ass. I'm not worried about it. Believe that. Not worried about it, not one bit. Go ahead, sit on your ass, and you'll see this keep escalating and escalating and escalating and escalating until they start burning banks and they start doing all this other stuff. But if y'all want to do this the right way, get off your ass, speak up, say something against this injustice, stop trying to play the middleman, and actually do something. We voted y'all in, And if you believe that we don't vote, you's a fool. We vote. We all vote. It's more of us voting than you think. Y'all just change our names on our vote, our race on our voting thing to make y'all selves look more than y'all are. Because if I'm not mistaken, in Chicago when they was downtown rioting, and we saw all the blue hats that was down there. The people, the regular old people, regular old Joes, outnumber y'all 6-1. You got guns, you can't shoot everybody. I'm just saying. Y'all want this civil unrest to stop, then stop it. Violence ain't gonna work with us. It ain't. Violence ain't gonna work with us because now we're being violent. The lower 1% is being violent now. Everybody that's broken ain't got nothing is getting something now. So y'all wanna keep this going? Keep it going. That's up to y'all. That's y'all money that y'all losing. And those that's gonna be and those that want to do a blackout, not spend no money on a day, I'm down with that. Shoot. Why not? We'll hurt you where it hurts. If you say we're the minority like you say. So it shouldn't affect y'all not 1 cent if we don't spend our money at none of y'all stores. If we don't spend our money at none of y'all establishments for a month. That definitely wouldn't hurt y'all at all, right? I'm just asking. Because we can get by with what's in our community. But can you get by not getting our money? Because if I'm not wrong, the stock market is a consumer-based platform that the basis is on consumers consuming goods and services. If I'm not mistaken. Now, if we don't need to spend money, the stock market should be all right? I'm just asking. Because if we stop spending money, let's face it, the people that spend the most money in America are not in the 1%. Oh, y'all buy big ticket items, like a couple of big ticket items here and there, but that doesn't even equate to how much money we spend on a daily basis in Chicago on CTA rides. You can spend $100 million on a mansion, and the CTA can make $100 million in a day. You can buy a $300,000 car, and in 15 minutes of us walking in and out of Starbucks, we didn't spend that much around the entire city within 15 minutes. We walk into Target, and I can guarantee you the average bill for somebody that goes to Target is about $215 to $300. $215 to $300. And guess who? And guess what color people you see in there? Brown skin. How many y'all think that we're a minority? And we don't, and I'm gonna tell you like this, we don't need to have the mentality that we're the minority. If we stop spending money with these people, y'all might listen. Yeah. Now that these people done got your attention, all these looters and these protesters done got your attention, I'm gonna tell you what's next. We're gonna stop spending money with you. So with us stop spending money with you, I want to see what y'all do then. Y'all say y'all for the movement, y'all stand with us, and y'all say that y'all on our side and everything of that nature. Prove it. Do something about injustice. Do something about this injustice. criminal justice system. Do something about these poor people out here hungry and hurting. Do something about it. We have over 50 million vacant homes and 1 million homeless. Let me say that again. I don't think you heard me. We have over 50 million vacant homes. And that's just from Indiana to Chicago. 50 million vacant homes. And guess how many homeless we have? 1 million. Why aren't there any programs to get these people working? Why aren't there any programs to get these people some mental help if they need it? Why do I have to go around and see my brothers and sisters and stuff of the armed forces just laying under a bridge? Why are my brothers and sisters from the armed forces laying under a bridge? These are veterans that went through World War II, Vietnam War, and things of that nature, that fought for their country. But you mean to tell me these people are not important? I don't believe that. They get sick, send them to the VA. Their checks have been cut. Their money has been not given to them, and things of that nature. You got all this stuff going on, but you can't help these people out. These people need help. We're America. There are places like China, Japan, Germany, Russia, that when you retire from the military, you're damn near living like a king. Most of these people that are billionaires from other countries that were military leaders and stuff like that, guess what they're doing right now? They sitting down chilling. You hear me? Chilling. Because they paid their dues to their country. They work for their country, and now their country is taking care of them. Why are we not taking care of our own? Why are we so worried about every other country except our own? This is our country. You all came on land that did not belong to you, and y'all said y'all made a better way for everybody, but y'all made things worse. This land doesn't belong to y'all. So stop trying to own something that doesn't belong to you all. And start working with the people that are out here with you all. Start working with us instead of against us. Start treating people like human beings instead of fucking animals. Y'all care more about your fucking dogs than y'all do a black person or a brown skinned person. Y'all care more about the social distancing than the person that is basically out here in the streets with COVID-19. No one thought to check the homeless people on the trains. No one thought to check on the homeless people under the bridge. None of that. All y'all thought about was, yeah, COVID-19, we're worried about the stock market being good. We're worried about things like that. And believe me, I invest in stocks. I do. I'm all for the stock market and things of that nature, but I believe the money that I make from the stock market, I can do some good with. That I believe. Now, what I don't believe is that our country is just that blind. We're stronger than that. There is no way in hell that the greatest country in the world would sit back and allow this stuff to keep happening on a daily basis. There's no way the greatest country in the world would sit back and allow people to hurt, families to grieve, our soldiers to fall, our country to fall apart. If we're the greatest country in the world, we should be setting a shining example of what a great country is or could be. We are not out here to damage each other. I'm not out here to tear nobody down. I'm not out here to hate you because you hate me and things of that nature. But in the same aspect, I won't allow anybody to mess with my family. I won't allow anybody to mistreat a person that I'm walking next to on the street. I'm not about to let nobody push me around or push my family around, push my friends around, or push anybody around that's standing close to me, because we're supposed to be a nation of heroes. We're supposed to be a nation of heroes, period and point blank. And I don't see no hero turning a blind eye to injustice at all. Not one bit. Am I going to get out here and protest with these people? Yes. I would stand right next to somebody that is protesting a good protest for this injustice that happened in Minnesota. I would definitely join a protest about the finances of America. I definitely will join a protest to better our country. Yeah, most definitely. And some people asked me on my last video, would I go out and loot? That's not my thing to go out and loot. That's not my thing. People grieve in their own way. I don't think they're wrong, because it's grief. It's anger. It's stemming from years of not being able to channel that anger. And now that it's overspilling, people don't know how to take that. You got to take your lumps where you get them. If you keep poking a lion and a lion stands up and eats you, you shouldn't have been poking him in the first place. Now, as far as me goes, I'm going to protect my family at all costs. I'm going to protect my friends at all costs. I'm going to protect that little old lady that walks down the street in my neighborhood. I'm going to protect that little kid that wants to go to the park and play and not be shot at. I'm gonna protect all my brothers and sisters and cousins and friends and everybody that's in my inner circle. You better believe that. You're not going to do nothing to none of us because we stand united in my neighborhood. And it's not just black. We got black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, you name it. Asian, Sioux Nation, Cherokees. We got all types of nationalities running across my neighborhood. And each one of them are very special to me, and each one of them mean a lot to me. Humanity means more to me than money. And what we're doing right now in the government, you guys need to listen to this. What we're doing right now in the government is not humane. When your treasurer tells you that you need to give out more stimulus checks to people as fast as you possibly can, you should listen. When people are telling you that our justice system in our cities is not being upheld correctly, you should listen. When people tell you that they're hungry, they're starving, they can't afford to give their families the type of life that they deserve and the type of life that America has been built on, you should listen. This is not a downing speech to down you. I'm saying this to get you to understand where the pain is coming from, to get you to understand that this is not the end all be all of our nation. Our nation can do better. We as a people can get better. We can heal from this. We can rebuild the Targets. We can rebuild the stores. We can uplift these communities. We can do things to make our lives better. But it comes from change. Point blank and period. It comes from change. If you all are not willing to change for America, then this will keep happening. If you guys are not willing to change for the little old ladies that live on the block, for the children that lives on the blocks, for the homeless people living under the bridge, for the millions of people that's making beyond underneath the means that they need to be at to have a sustainable and good life, this stuff is going to keep happening. So Congress, the House, the Senate, the President, y'all can sit on y'all hands all you want. Nobody makes no money in this right now. If you can't make money to feed your family, and your kids looking at you, hey mama, I'm hungry, hey daddy, I'm hungry, what you think's gonna happen? You don't want to give it to them, they're gonna take it. You're talking about, well, if you burn down all the stores, that then you won't be able to get the supplies you need, things of that nature. We could have that argument, but you got to remember there are factories and other things that can be taken advantage of. This nation is not bulletproof to riots, to social discord. It's not. Matter of fact, a lot of changes were done violently. Everybody wants to bring up Martin Luther King and say, well, he did a non-violent movement for a minute, because for a minute he was a non-violent person until he saw that Malcolm was right. Yeah. Martin Luther King figured out Malcolm was right by any means necessary. And let's face it, America's been built on it by any means necessary. They bombed the Trade Center. We went over there. We had to go get Bin Laden by any means necessary, right? Okay. Saddam Hussein got out of his body. We had to get him out of power by any means necessary, right? We policing the world, and we should be policing our neighborhoods as people that's in our neighborhoods. If you have a neighborhood and you're not walking outside to see what's going on in your neighborhood right now, and you're just letting things happen, you're sitting on the sidelines, and you're just as bad as the people that is doing stuff. You're just as bad as the people breaking into stores and things of that nature, because you're sitting there watching. You're not helping. You're not saying, well, we shouldn't do this. You're not speaking up on your opinions either. You're just sitting there letting it happen, and then you're shaking your head talking about, oh, that's so bad, that's so wrong, that's so this, but you're not doing anything about it. So I know this video is pretty long, and I know a lot of people are not going to make it through this video, but I hope this video reaches somebody in the government, reaches somebody in their neighborhood, reaches somebody out there to do something about what's going on. Because this nation can be great. This world can be a place where we all get along and we all do things we're not going to always agree on everything, but we can agree to disagree on a lot of things. This is your boy Jayflournoy, Mr. Get Big and Die Trying. I want you all to be safe out there. I want you to protect your communities out there. And I also want you to know that we hear you out there. Those that are hurting, those out there rioting and looting and stuff like that, we hear you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you need. I understand that y'all doing this for your families and your friends and things of that nature and the people that you have lost. I understand your pain. Be safe out there, y'all. It's your boy Jayflournoy, Mr. Get Big and Die Trying. Lock and load. Invest your money. Invest your time. And invest your heart